For this opening session, our rapporteur will be Dr. Julius Ecuru, and I will introduce to you, ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Julius Ecuru is the Program Manager of BioInnovate Africa, which is a regional science and innovation-driven program, which is domiciled here at ICIPE in Nairobi. The purpose of this program is to enable scientists in Eastern Africa to translate research ideas, inventions, and technologies into new business prospects. Dr. Ecuru is part of the PASET RSIF senior management team and is involved in the implementation of the research and innovation components of the RSIF. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Julius Ecuru.
Thank you, Boniface, for that kind introduction. And good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are joining us from. A very warm welcome and warm greetings from us here at ICIPE in Nairobi. Thank you so much for your time to participate in this RSIF 2021 virtual pre-conference starting today. It is a pre-conference because the actual RSIF annual conference will happen in May of 2022 at the beautiful University, Mohamed VI Polytechnic University campus in Ben Guerir, Morocco. But this reminds me of an African proverb which was invented by the Wolof people in Senegal, which says, rising early makes the road short. Rising early makes the road short. Now, my friends in Senegal may have a better meaning of this proverb, but in the context of this pre-conference, it means we are covering a range of topics and issues and starting a conversation on higher education, on research, on innovation, which we will build upon in the actual conference next year. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are shortening the road to Morocco. And now join me in welcoming our speakers for this opening session of the conference. I would like to introduce them to you, and then we will have a short video and then hear remarks from them. So first of all, we have Dr. Moses Osiru, who is the manager of the RSIF Regional Coordination Unit here at ICIPE, Nairobi. Dr. Osiru was previously the Deputy Executive Director of Ruforum, which is based in Kampala, Uganda. He has over 20 years professional experience in the agricultural science, technology, and higher education sectors. So welcome, Dr. Osiru. Then we have also another speaker, and that is Hisham El Hatti, who is the president of Mohamed VI Polytechnic University. So Hicham El Hatti is the president of Mohamed VI Polytechnic University. He joined OCP Group in January of 2013, where he has served in various positions and is now serving as the president of UM6P. So welcome Hisham El Hatti, who will be joining us via video. Ladies and gentlemen, our next speaker is Dr. Mahama Ouedraogo, who is the director of the Department of Education, Science, Technology, and Innovation of the African Union Commission in Addis. And prior to joining the African Union Commission, he served as the acting director of the Semi-Arid Food Grain Research and Development, where he was actively involved in science, technology, and innovation programs of the African Union. So welcome, Dr. Mahama. And then we also have Ms. Safaa El Hatti, who is the Education Practice Manager, Eastern and Southern Africa region at the World Bank, based in Washington, DC. She has over 25 years of experience in government policies, strategic leadership, program management, and research. Ms. Kogeli recently launched a book titled Expectations and Aspirations, a new framework for education in the Middle East and North Africa. So look out for this book and have a good read of it. Then we have also with us Professor Aminata Sall Diallo, who is the Executive Director of PASET Executive Board and Professor of Physiology at the University Sheikh Anta Diop in Dakar, and also advisor for science and technology in the Office of the President of the Republic of Senegal. Professor Diallo is a member of the Senegal National Academy of Sciences, and she was elected in 2015 to the French Academy, that is the Biosciences section. She is a Knight of the National Order of Merit of France and Knight of the National Order of the Lion of Senegal. So we are very proud of you, Professor Diallo. And Professor Diallo is also an alumni of the United States International Leadership Program. So welcome, Professor Aminata Sall Diallo. And last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, we have with us as our chief guest today, Honorable Dr. Valentine Uwamariya, who is the Minister of Education in the Republic of Rwanda, and also the PASET Governing Council Chairperson. Dr. Uwamariya previously served as the Deputy Vice Chancellor in charge of training, institutional development, and research at Rwanda Polytechnic, and also as Dean of the School of Science at the College of Science and Technology, University of Rwanda. So ladies and gentlemen, we are extremely honored and very privileged to have this very distinguished panel of speakers with us today, and we sincerely thank them, each one of them, for making time to be with us at the opening of this pre-conference. So before I invite them to give our remarks, let's listen to a brief video about the RSIF.
Today, Africa is home to 13.4% of the world's population, but contributes barely 1.1% of scientific researchers in the world, with just about one scientist or engineer per 10,000 inhabitants. The resulting shortage of qualified faculty in African universities, especially in the applied sciences, engineering and technology fields, affects the quality of graduates entering the industry workforce. With 11 million new graduates entering the African job market annually, this generation of talented youth must be equipped with the skills to develop African solutions for African challenges.
I've always dreamt to bring change in Africa.
I have so much to achieve using this opportunity wise. Because I really want to be an outstanding research scientist.
The scholarship has given me the opportunity to prove my community wrong, that women are equally able to challenge and have the ability like men do.
Once I have been selected, I was very extremely happy because it was my time.
Introduced by the Partnership for Applied Sciences, Engineering and Technology and backed by the governments of Senegal, Ethiopia, Kenya, Côte d'Ivoire, Rwanda, Korea and the World Bank, the fund will play a key role in training a critical mass of highly skilled scientists, researchers and innovators through capacity building for research, innovation support and scholarships for at least 10,000 PhD trainings, doubling the number of PhDs in sub-Saharan Africa in the next decade.
This is a landmark program that I would really compliment the African government for taking such a bold initiative.
What is important is innovative skills and technology that transforms the well-being of the people.
Et on peut comprendre qu'aujourd'hui, qu'on soit vraiment très proactif pour pouvoir former nos jeunes pour préparer nos économies de demain.
I think that's the way out, just having better educated and trained people. Everything is about people in the end.
The program is hosted by the International Center for Insect Physiology and Ecology, or ICIPE, which has been involved in major capacity building since 1983 and has produced hundreds of high-quality scientists, now working across the continent and beyond.
One of the reasons we are really delighted also about hosting and running RSIF is one, we share the vision. We completely share the vision.
And I'm really passionate about science, especially when it is making a difference on the ground. And that has been demonstrated here.
ICIPE manages close to 120 projects at any one time. We are entrusted with a lot of resources and we deliver.
To build research capacity in African universities, RSIF aims to tap the experiences of fast-growing economies through partnerships with their universities that have excelled in applied sciences, engineering and technology. Strong partnerships have been forged with Korean and Moroccan institutions for skills exchange and support, with potential partnerships with Chinese institutions in discussion.
RSIF 프로그램에서 가장 중요한 건 학생들에 대한 교육인데 일단은 저희가 실질적으로 그 과정에 참여하게 되면서
it will become possible for us to have African institutions that have world standards. So the question is, why not Africa?
But training PhD students is not enough. RSIF will help graduates from its PhD programs continue high-quality research if they enter or return to university faculties. It will also train them to start their own business ventures and facilitate their placement with firms to help their entry into the workforce.
So the RSIF brings this together in a sustainable way by making available a fund that is provided by African governments to support all the elements of the RSIF.
I believe that Africa transformation is in the hand of youth.
Unless we build a foundation of a critical mass of people skilled, we can't really grow our economies.
We want them to develop transformative technologies.
And I'm so proud to be an African solving problems which pertain to Africa.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Indeed, very proud to be African in these times. So, ladies and gentlemen, without much ado, let me invite our first speaker, and that's Dr. Moses Osiru. Dr. Osiru, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Dr. Chu. Thank you very much, Julius. Never waste a good crisis. These were the words of Sir Winston Churchill. COVID-19 clearly presents a crisis for Africa. And one of the objectives of this conference is to discuss the role of science, technology, and innovation in global development, including through examples such as the COVID-19 pandemic. So we wish to discuss what the opportunities are in this COVID-19 crisis. Ladies and gentlemen, the second objective of this conference, which we'll be doing, is sharing with you emerging lessons from the RSIF model on how to strengthen doctoral training, research, and innovation in Africa, with a focus on our sandwich training model. As you might know, since ICIPE was selected as the RCU, the Regional Coordination Unit of RSIF, we have made significant progress. We are pleased to inform you that to date, 184 PhD students from 21 countries have been awarded scholarships with funding largely from African governments, with a further 100 expected in the fourth cohort by January 2022. We have also identified 19 international partner institutions who are interested in undertaking research focused on African challenges. We have competitively selected the best African host university PhD programs within the PASET priority areas. And we have awarded research and innovation grants, and others are in the process of being awarded, that focus on transforming African universities towards a larger role in terms of stimulating innovation by using knowledge for profit in partnership with the private sector. I want us to recognize that every hour that a scientist spends trying to raise or to mobilize funding is an hour lost from important research. Again, these were important words that were spoken earlier. And we have seen academics moonlighting, as we often call it, to make ends meet. And we need to allow our scientists to focus on high quality research for the benefit of our country. So the third objective is we wish to review the best practices in science funding and showcase the Regional Scholarship and Innovation Fund as a high return on investment program. We need more high quality researchers and innovators on the continent, not just male, but male and female scientists. We also need universities that can sustain a high quality of these researchers in terms of the pipeline for the future of science for development in Africa. These are the goals of the Regional Scholarship and Innovation Fund. So ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Dr. Seginet Kalemu, Director General and Chief Executive Officer of ICIPE, we are pleased to welcome you to this RSIF Virtual Conference 2021. Dr. Kalemu conveys her apologies for not being here in person due to events beyond her control. She conveys her sincere greetings to all of you. We have already held 3 side events yesterday, including a meeting of African Vice Chancellors, and we're excited to move to the full conference today and tomorrow. Welcome again to this exciting conference. We welcome you to participate. We welcome you to engage. We welcome you to reflect on the future of Africa's science, technology, and innovation. I thank you. Over to you, Julius.
Thank you so much, Moses, for welcoming us to the conference and giving us the objectives and also a very short snapshot of the progress RSIF has made to date. So let's now listen to remarks from Mr. Hisham El Hatti, who will be joining us via video, and also welcoming us to UM6P.
Dear RSIF community, I'm Hisham El Hatti, President of Mohammed VI Polytechnic University in Morocco. We are amply delighted to be part of the PASET RSIF network since 2019, and so glad to co-organize this conference that we had to make virtual and reschedule the in-person event to May 2022 due to this sanitary situation. Mohammed VI Polytechnic University is a young, yet ambitious and dynamic institution oriented towards applied research and innovation with a focus on Africa, engaged in economic and human development, and puts research and innovation at the forefront of African development. Our model for African scientific capacity building aims to concretely changing and shaping our shared future. We therefore provide our students with industry-oriented training and skills enhancement. The goal is to link society needs with university applied research and innovation, which is crucial for Africa's growth and transformation. We also apply a learning by doing approach via different platforms for experimentation, enabling our students and researchers to have access to living labs in mining, geology, renewable energy, climate, computer science, and others. Through the RSIF model that focuses on sandwich trainings, we believe as an international partner institution that this is the best approach to strengthen doctoral training, research, and innovation in Africa, to build a strong research partnership with the best universities in the continent, and to co-design and generate knowledge with the best and brightest PhD students from across the continent. Additionally, UM6P have signed cooperation agreements with world-renowned universities such as the MIT, Stanford, Paris Polytechnique, EPFL, and many others, which will help RSIF students to have access to high-level research, education, and innovation undertaken within these collaborations. During this conference, we will have the opportunity to discuss the different challenges related to COVID-19, climate change, the fourth industrial revolution and importance of African-led science, technology, and innovation for contributing to the SDGs and global development of Africa. Our greatest goal is to reveal the potential of African youth that could respond quickly to crises and different situations and contexts. As united universities, we will certainly be able to support innovation and improve the quality of research to secure a better future for our Africa. Wishing you a great event and looking forward to hosting you in May 2022 for the in-person version of this conference. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And as you've heard from the President, Mohammed VI Polytechnic University is an international partner institution of the RSIF, and actually the first of its kind in Africa to do so. So we're very grateful for the invitation to Morocco next year. So ladies and gentlemen, it's my privilege now to invite Ms. Safaa El Kogeli, Education Practice Manager, Eastern and Southern Africa region of the World Bank. Safaa, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ecuru. Good morning, good afternoon, Dr. Valentine, Uwamariya, Mr. Hisham El Hatti, who was just speaking to us via video, Professor Aminata, Diallo, Dr. Mahama, Ouedraogo, and Dr. Moses Osiru. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, I am truly honored to be part of this opening session of the first RSIF pre-conference. On behalf of the World Bank Group, I would like to congratulate the hosts for successfully organizing this event under the challenges posed by the COVID-19 pandemic. Initially, as some of you know, this was supposed to be an in-person conference to be held at Mohammed VI Polytechnic. And I believe that this was a very innovative approach to start with the pre-conference and gather everyone, and then hopefully the world will be a better place next year, and we could have a blended conference with in-person and online. I believe that online has now been has been established as an essential part of our work and lives over the last 2 years, and it will not go away. It will continue to be so. Africa has experienced remarkable economic growth in recent years and has shown that it is globally competitive. But this growth is threatened by global pandemics, such as what we've seen with COVID-19, as well as the looming dangers of climate change, as we have heard recently at the COP26 in Glasgow. No country today is immune from the impact of climate change. Such large emergencies and threats can place devastating impacts on people, their livelihoods, the economy at large, and it actually amplifies the importance of applied sciences, engineering, and technology capacity. It is more evident than ever that Africa also requires more of a critical mass of highly skilled workforce in these fields, not only to combat these urgent challenges, but also to find innovative solutions to accelerate its socio-economic growth and continue on the path of development. This directly points to the relevance and importance of initiatives such as the Regional Scholarship and Innovation Fund, RSIF. This higher education initiative is one of the important programs financed by the World Bank, and it aims to nurture high-quality PhDs and to strengthen the capacity of sub-Saharan African universities for high-quality doctoral training, research, and innovation. I'm glad that we will have an opportunity today to showcase RSIF, receive your insights, and also how we could maximize the impact of the program. Just watching the video was inspiring. Listening to some of these students and what it means to them is inspiring. The future is theirs, and this is the least we can do to support them and support others. We're already beginning to see the impact of RSIF. 183 RSIF PhD scholars come from 21 African countries, have been enrolled through 3 cohorts. They have managed to publish their work through 59 journal articles, conference papers in 5 thematic areas. There are 15 African host universities which have been selected to increase the capacity of PhD training in partnership with 19 international partner universities. Further, 37 research and innovation grants would be provided to selected grantees throughout the program. We are already seeing the excellent outcomes and impact of the program, and we hope this can continue. I'm also pleased to note that RSIF program is deliberate in its efforts to promote the participation of women in postgraduate programs. A key objective of RSIF is to reduce the imbalances in the number of women in science and technology fields. And this is closely linked to the mission of the World Bank and its objectives. To date, over 40% of the PhD scholars are women. I understand that ICIPE is striving to adopt appropriate measures to ensure female students are retained in the program and successfully complete their PhD. I hope that we can strive to reach 50% female scholars as we spearhead increasing the scientific capacity of Africa. These young women are half of the population, and if we can include them, we have maximized our target. Of the urgent and pressing need for this continued impact is resource mobilization for the sustainability of the program. Tomorrow, day 2 of this pre-conference, will discuss some of this. And RSIF has the objective of establishing a permanent fund, as Dr. Moses mentioned, that could sustainably support applied scientific and engineering research in sub-Saharan African universities. Financial resources are crucial to continue funding. And therefore, I look forward to hearing how we can advance on this front from the experts from various foundations and investment agencies, as well as the government representatives and private sector partners. I am delighted to see that as of now, as I am speaking, we have 278 participants in this conference. In closing, I would like to reaffirm that in addition to our support to the RSIF program, the World Bank is committed to the skills development agenda in Africa, as well as in promoting the increase in applied research output that addresses development challenges in the region. Since 2015, we have been supporting governments in sub-Saharan Africa and implementing 49 technical vocational education and training and higher education projects at an estimated $4.8 billion, which is about 43% of our global funding in the TVET and higher education subsector. The World Bank considers the agenda seriously, and we will continue to support African governments through both national and regional level efforts through initiatives such as RSIF. Thank you again for inviting me to the first RSIF pre-conference. I look forward to a fruitful conference today and tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Safaa, for those very, very encouraging remarks of assurance. And we always count on the World Bank as a formidable partner in efforts to build skills and support research and innovation in the continent of Africa and of course around the world. So thank you so much, Safaa. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's my privilege to invite Professor Aminata Sall Diallo, who is the PASET Executive Director, and for some of you who know, a very, very strong advocate and for Pan-African science and innovation. Professor Aminata, please, the floor is yours.
Many thanks, Julius. I'm really happy to be here today. And Chair of PASET Governing Council, honorable ministers present,
Professor
Chair of the PASET Governing Council, honorable minister present, representative of African and other governments, representative of African Union Commission, representative of the World Bank, representative of partners institutions, distinguished delegates attending the RSIF pre-conference, ladies and gentlemen. It is my pleasure to welcome you again to this RSIF Pan-African Virtual Pre-Conference with the African-led science, technology, and innovation for contributing to the Sustainable Development Goals and stimulating global development. Thanks to technology, we are able to meet today to discuss, exchange views, and advance our common agenda, even if it was not possible to convene in person due to the COVID pandemic. We thank you for joining in this morning, afternoon, and evening, depending on your location, for this important forum for in-depth discussion on the role of science, technology, and innovation for our continent of Africa and beyond. I also hope that those of you who are not as familiar with the Regional Scholarship and Innovation Fund, RSIF, of PASET, will have the opportunity to learn more about RSIF over today and tomorrow. All over the world, we continue to feel the impact of common challenges, such as the COVID-19 pandemic and climate change. Issues that call for locally adapted solutions combined with regional and international science partnership. As never before, it is clear that science, technology, and innovation must be at the center of Africa's development agenda. It is thus of critical importance for Africa to nurture a framework of future scientific leaders to lead a science-led transformation on the continent. We must also ensure that the knowledge generated at our universities and research institutions will drive the transformation we wish to see and lead to poverty eradication on the continent. The executive board of PASET, which I have the honor to lead, is pleased with the progress made in the implementation of RSIF. As you might know, over 180 PhD students have been recruited for cohort. 90 international partnerships identified to receive PhD students on research internship. Selection of cohort 4 applicants is ongoing with another 100 scholarships to be awarded by January 2022. RSIF students are enrolled in some of the best universities in sub-Saharan Africa. These have been selected through a competitive and rigorous transparent process to serve as center of excellence for the benefit of the entire region. Further, competitive research and innovation awards continue to be used to stimulate the strengthening of innovation environment for development impact in participating universities and countries. Our strategy for strengthening the university is based on regional integration and international partnership, including with the private sector. So host universities and their students are expected to have strong partnership both within Africa and internationally. This is why PASET has also carefully selected international partner institutions across the world, offering research internship opportunities for our RSIF PhD scholars and long-term research collaboration with African universities. All of us recognize that building our higher education systems are critical for the future, and a regional initiative like PASET, with oversight from African government and technical support from the World Bank, was set up to do just that. However, what makes RSIF unique is the strong African government support and leadership to the initiative. I wish to let you know that RSIF is heavily financially supported by African governments themselves. At present, 9 African countries together, with partnership support from the European Union, Korea, and the World Bank, are now directly contributing to RSIF. PASET's flagship program, while several others are in the process of joining. But as the program continues to grow, we believe that there is need to learn from our work. Our session later today and tomorrow will focus on benefiting from communities of practice to support us to respond to key challenges being faced. First, COVID in Africa, the implication for higher education and research, but also COVID as a catalyst for science, technology, and innovation in the region. Second, building research capacities in Africa. Third, science funding in Africa and PASET vision to set up a grow an RSIF permanent Pan-African Science Fund. There is a lot to learn from countries like Korea, Morocco, European countries, the US, and others, and I thank the individuals, institutions, and countries represented in our forum today for working with PASET. At the same time, I wish to highlight that PASET continues to expand its partnership, and we warmly welcome more investors and partners to join. Please allow me to particularly acknowledge the governments of Benin, Burkina Faso, Cote d'Ivoire, Ethiopia, Ghana, Kenya, Mozambique, Nigeria, Rwanda, Senegal, and Tanzania for their involvement with PASET and investment in our flagship program, RSIF. I also thank the government of Korea and the European Union for their contribution. I thank that the World Bank for its facilitation of this initiative. And last but not least, I wish to thank ICIPE through its CEO, Dr. Segene Kelemu, for its role in supporting implementation of the RSIF. I wish you all an engaging conference for the next 2 days as we look forward to the main BRID conference to be hosted at the Mohamed VI Polytechnic University in Morocco next year. I want to thank you.
Thank you so much, Professor Aminata, for those very encouraging remarks. We also thank you so much for your leadership and guidance in our work in the RSIF and PASET. So, ladies and gentlemen, before we hear from the minister, let me invite Dr. Mahama to give us his remarks. Dr. Mahama, the floor is yours.
Thank you, moderator, for giving me the floor. I hope you hear me very well.
Yes, we hear you.
Thank you, thank you. Representative of African government, Professor Aminata Sall Diallo, Ms. Safaa, El Kogeli, Dr. Segene Kelemu, Mr. Hisham El Hatti, and of course, Moses, distinguished delegate and session speakers, ladies and gentlemen, attending from everywhere in the globe. I bring you warm greetings from the African Union Commission all the way from from Ibadan, where we are in the graduation ceremony for the Pan-African University of Life and Earth Science. And I want to really take this opportunity to express gratitude to ICIPE, RCF Regional Coordination Unit, and the University Mohamed VI Polytechnics for organizing this very important event that seek to discuss African-led science, technology, and innovation for contributing to the SDGs and stimulating global development. We are also grateful that you invited the Commission to this event. I also thank the African government who make up the Partnership for Skills in Applied Science, Engineering, and Technology for coming together and taking on this important leadership role to establish an African-led science fund, the Regional Scholarship and Innovation Fund, to support the strengthening of research and innovation capacity in applied science, engineering, and technology for the continent, all things being equally needed for African development. I wish to let you know that I am currently part of one of RCF standing committees, the RCF Grant Independent Technical Committee, and I personally am aware of some of the innovative work that RCF is currently stimulating and supporting. We have received many interesting research and innovation proposals and have been pleased to see entrepreneurial ideas led by university and working closely with the private sector and that are worth funding. We just need more funding for these very important African initiatives. As you are all aware, the African Union adopted the Science, Technology and Innovation Strategy for Africa 2024 in 2014 to support the mainstreaming of science, technology, and innovation for development. AU also adopted the Continental Strategy for Education in Africa, CISA, to support the preparation of skills needed by industry and other sectors to drive the implementation of the AU Agenda 2063. We indeed are pleased to see how RSIF and PASET are contributing to this Africa-wide agenda that recognizes the important place for regional collaboration in enhancing the quality and impact of science and innovation on the continent. Ladies and gentlemen, I cannot fail to emphasize the need for African government and development partners to prioritize the allocation of resources to support research and innovation development for the continent in line with the Khartoum decision of 1% GDP investment in R&D. The funding landscape is further exacerbated in the backdrop of the COVID-19 pandemic with short and possibly long-term effects. Initiatives such as RCF are critical for enhancing Africa's scientific capacity and indeed the participation of women in science careers. I am pleased to confirm that the African Union considers the Regional Scholarship and Innovation Fund as one of the important continental programs translating the CISA 2024 and CISA policies on the ground. These are part of the policy implementation continuum that has been entrusted to the actors across Africa region. The Commission looks forward to continuing working with ICIPE and PASET to ensure that it will meet its objective and that its reports go beyond the current members of the Partnership for Skills and Applied Science, Engineering and Technology to land onto the table of the African Union Scientific Specialized Technical Committee of Education, Science and Technology, which, by the way, is convening its 4th meeting in mid-December 2021. Allow me to close by applauding the organizer for a very good selection of relevant topics to be discussed over the next 2 days. Each session goes a long way in highlighting how we can promote the human resource development, science, technology, and innovation development toward achieving the goals of Agenda 2063 and the Global Sustainable Development Goals. With these few remarks, I thank you for your participation and wish you a very fruitful deliberation. I thank you for your attention.
Thank you so much, Dr. Mahama, for those encouraging remarks. We also value our partnership with the African Union. So ladies and gentlemen, let me now take the honor and privilege to invite our chief guest, the Honorable Dr. Valentine Uwamariya, Minister of Education, Republic of Rwanda, and also the PASET Governing Council Chair, to give us her remarks and officially open this conference. Honorable, you're welcome.
Thank you very much, Moderator. Representatives of African governments, Dr. Mahama Ouedraogo, Director, Human Resource Science and Technology, the African Union Commission, Ms. Safaa Kogeli, Education Practice Manager, Eastern and Southern African Region, World Bank, Professor Aminata Sall Diallo, PASET Executive Director, representative of Dr. Segenet Kelemu, the Director General and CEO ICIPE, the President UM6P, Hicham El Hatti, development partners, vice chancellors and faculty of African universities and international partner universities, distinguished delegates and participants, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and good morning to some. I'm pleased to be given the opportunity to make these remarks on behalf of the PASET Governing Council at this official opening ceremony of the Regional Scholarship and Innovation Fund, RSIF, conference in recognition of the many students who are benefiting from the Regional Scholarship and Innovation Fund and the knowledge that is being gained on the continent as a result of this very important initiative. The conference has the following theme: African-led science, technology, and innovation for contributing to SDGs and stimulating global development. I thank the organizers of this event, in particular, Dr. Segenet Kelemu, the Director General and CEO of ICIPE, Professor Hisham El Hatti, the President of University Mohamed VI Polytechnic, who are hosting this event, the organizing committee, including the staff of the RSIF Regional Coordination Unity, which is managed by ICIPE, and for the support of all our partners in the PASET RSIF program. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, there is a strong recognition within Rwanda relating to the importance of the building of skills in science and technology for the nation's development and economic growth. The Rwanda Vision 2050 is about ensuring high standards of living of all Rwandans, focusing on areas such as quality of life, modern infrastructure and livelihoods, and transformation for prosperity. The burgeoning youth population of Africa can be regarded as its biggest asset. It is imperative to equip them with the skills in science, technology, and engineering, and to instill in them a mindset for innovation while providing them with an enabling environment of the highest quality. This will enable them to become the foremost scientists, engineers, and future leaders of the continent and pave the way for Africa's transformation. Distinguished guests, previous speakers have already highlighted what PASET is and what it hopes to achieve. I'm pleased to remind you that 11 African governments, namely Benin, Burkina Faso, Cote d'Ivoire, Ethiopia, Ghana, Nigeria, Mozambique, Kenya, Rwanda, Senegal, and Tanzania are fully part of the PASET initiative. The creation of PASET was hinged on Africa's need to ensure adequate scientific capacity to respond to and solve African critical challenges and problems towards eradicating poverty on the continent and ensuring a meaningful life for Africa's population. This is indeed the ambition of the African Union Agenda 2063. PASET, especially the RSIF initiative, offers a regional approach to developing the necessary skills in STEM areas at the higher education level. Through PASET, African countries can take advantage of economies of scale and collaborate through a flexible platform. It builds the capacity within Africa by strengthening African universities to become high-quality institutions for doctoral training, research, and innovation with the support of leading international partner institutions and private sector. The support of partners.
O apoio dos parceiros tais como o Banco Mundial, o governo da Coreia, a Commission
européenne et d'autres permettent aux pays africains de capitaliser les meilleures pratiques.
To take advantage of the global networks this provide. The competition, distinguished guests, the competition for vaccines during this COVID-19 pandemic is an important example to highlight the importance for Africa to build its own capacity to respond to threats for which science can provide solutions. However, making use of science requires highly skilled, well-trained, and experienced researchers who have access to both relevant research facilities and funding for research. This was part of the rationale for the creation of the Regional Scholarship and Innovation Fund, which was to support establishment of high-quality PhD training, research and innovation in priority sectors, to provide a model for inter-Africa study, Pan-African and international collaboration and knowledge exchange, to support the use of transformative technologies to tackle the continent's most pressing challenges, and lastly, to build a critical mass of highly skilled science and engineering leaders, innovators, and entrepreneurs, including more women. I take this opportunity to thank the RSIF Regional Coordination Unit, ICIPE, for the successful management of the PASET RSIF project over the past 3 years. So far, there are 3 cohorts totaling to 184 PhD scholars at various stages of their studies and research. I'm also delighted to acknowledge that the first RSIF PhD scholar, Jeanne Pomseni Hakizimana, a Rwandese national who was among the 15 cohort 1 RSIF PhD scholarship recipients in 2018, defended his thesis a few weeks ago. I congratulate Dr. Hakizimana, who is RSIF's very first PhD graduate. We look forward to many more students graduating and joining the science workforce in their home countries. Ladies and gentlemen, RSIF recognizes the important need for African countries to work together to benefit from economies of scope and scale, highlighting the importance of the RSIF platform. I note that during this 2-day conference, we will discuss the role of STI in the global development, including through examples such as the COVID-19 pandemic. share emerging lessons from the RSIF model on how to strengthen doctoral training, research, and innovation in Africa, with a focus on the sandwich training model. Highlight the best practices in science funding and showcase RSIF as a high return on investment program. And finally, discuss resource mobilization for the RSIF Permanent Fund. Finally, I wish to assure you on the support of the government of Rwanda to the PASET initiative. In addition to being a funding member, the government of Rwanda was one of the first governments to contribute to RSIF in 2018. I also take this time to renew governments of Rwanda's commitment to this initiative. But at the same time, I wish to invite new partners to join us in this sponsored journey of achieving the Africa we want. Once again, I thank you for the opportunity to make these remarks and wish you all success as we continue to grow this important regional fund in support of training, research, and innovation in Africa. I am now pleased to declare this workshop open. Please allow me to wish you all good deliberations. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Honorable Minister, for officially opening our conference. Thank you also for the support and your continued leadership of PASET. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please join me in appreciating all our speakers for setting the stage for our discussions in the next couple of days. We also thank our partners for this conference, Mohamed VI Polytechnic University. And again, as our Senegalese proverb says, rising early makes the road short. And
5 minutes break.
We are truly shortening the road to the annual conference next year in Morocco. So thank you and enjoy the rest of the sessions.